Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about a very important art material that you probably have in your house right this second. Right this second. You probably have a couple of them actually. You probably have many of them. And I love this material because it can be turned into many different types of artworks. And so I'm going to talk about one type of way that you can use this material today in an artwork. I'm going to show you one thing you could do, but I just want you to know that there are endless opportunities for this material. And I know for a fact that every single one of you has this in your house right now. You ready? You want to know what it is? It's super cool and so important. A toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. These two things can be used for so many different types of art, like creations. It's really cool. You could combine these together. You could use your glue tape. You could cut these up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you just one way to use a toilet paper roll to make some artwork. But I want you to know that in the sculpture section of my website, I have included a link that it goes to a site that has tons of different ways that you can use paper towel or toilet paper rolls to make some pretty cool artwork. So check out this video and see how I use mine today. For this, you're going to need a couple of paper towel or toilet paper rolls. You will need some scissors, your glue tape, and your water sponge. You also might want paint or markers at the end. It just depends on if you want to add color. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all my supplies ready, and then I'm gonna start cutting my toilet paper or my paper towel roll into strips. I wanna try to make sure that these are as close to the same size as possible. They could be skinnier or they could be wider, but you want them to try to be the same size. So I'm just gonna cut up a bunch, and I mean, you could cut up a ton of them. You're gonna need quite a few of these strips. So then I'm actually gonna leave them kind of flattened. So like when I cut it, it starts to flatten a little bit. I'm gonna leave them like that because they kind of look like leaves or petal shapes, and I like that. So I'm gonna arrange them and cut some more. Like I said, you're gonna need a lot of these. Okay, once you get a good start on the way that you like it, you are going to take your glue tape, and mine were a little bit too wide. You just need to decide if yours are too wide, so I cut mine in half. And you're gonna make sure it gets wet from one end to the other, and then all I'm doing is wrapping my glue tape around. So see how I kind of stuck it on the inside and then I wrapped it around. You just need to do one little spot. You don't need to do more than one spot because it will hold really well. So let's see if you can see this part a little bit better. So I stuck it in there so that they're together. And then all I'm doing is wrapping it around the both sides. Okay, so I pinch it together, I stick my glue tape on there, and then I'm wrapping it around so that it goes through and around. I'm gonna speed. So I basically did that same thing many, many times. And you'll see it starts to get bigger. You can add them. You could make a design with this, or I just kept adding them around the edges to make it kind of grow out and get bigger. I also did like a little curly Q, which I have a cool picture that shows that. So I'll show you that in a second. You can see on this that I used the leaf shape, but there's some other things that you could do. I did the simple curl when I added it onto the outside. In a second though, you'll see I take it off on my next video. But you could try any of these shapes and see what happens. Maybe you connect a bunch of those together, or you try a bunch of different ones and see how it goes. So I just kept adding and cutting and adding until I got it as big as I wanted it to be. I did take off the scrolls because I didn't like the little swirls, because I didn't like the way it looked. Okay, so this is where I ended up when I decided to stop. I could leave it like this. I could keep adding more, or I could even maybe use some yarn to hang it. I could paint this to add color. There's so many options. I could add those little swirly curls on some parts of it, or I could just be done. So hopefully you give this a try, and it's super easy to cut up the toilet paper rolls or the cardboard, or the paper towel rolls, and make shapes like that. And I'm sure you have these lying around your house, and you should give our toilet paper roll artwork a try.